Let's go with Marauder. Draw 2 cards for playing Marauder and discard 1 card. If we hit more, we can discard all of the cards they have right now. Here's my opponent. Go. Man, this deck can be insanely brutal when you hit right. Let's go for the Swarm. Draw more cards. Let's go another one. Man, this is insane. We are at turn 4 and look at our board, man. This is like lethal damage already. Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and today probably the most exciting deck from Pro Tour Drift that was played recently, and this is Golgari Graveyard, deck that you will absolutely love. And I have to say, this deck is way more fun to play than I expected, and it actually has some insane synergies, so you will see, the idea is that every creature like a Swarm or Marauder or Gravestalker gets discounted by amount of creatures in your graveyard, so basically the whole strategy is to get as many creatures in the graveyard as possible, and with Up the Beanstalk, all of those cards, by the way, this also gets discounted to literal 1 perfect removal. All of those cards draw you cards, so with Up the Beanstalk you can keep going, and Hollow Marauder is insane card in this deck. Not only it's a 1 mana 4/2 flyer, but it also discards opponent's card, and if they discard something cheap below 4 mana value or greater, you also draw a card, so it keeps you going forever. So this deck is so fun, you will see it in action. It's pretty even budget, alright? It still has some rares, but way less than the other decks, so I hope you will like it. Have fun and enjoy. Oh boy, what a hand. You know what, I will still try. We will definitely draw a green land. Even if we draw a Verge, we already get it unlocked fully. But of course, a very sketchy hand. We'll have to play black part of our deck for now and see if that's enough. We mill ourselves, of course. We would actually not get the forest for a very long time. But we hit 2 creatures, so it's nice. It's nice. We can even discard the Scout with Souls of the Lost, which is probably what we will do. Let's attack first. No priority, no smite, good to know. And we discard a card. This way we get rid of another creature, and maybe we can go to Marauder at some point. We could even go another Souls of the Lost, but you know. Reaper Archive, they don't seem to be very scared, and they seem to be absolutely flooded. Well, not flooded, but they were supposed to get flooded, but maybe now they aren't. Oh, this is Awakening deck probably. Could be Tempo, but it's probably Awakening, I would guess. Alright, this actually might save us. Because now... Alright, we got the green mana. That's fine, that's great. I think we start with this. We really want to try to outvalue them a little bit. Draw a card. Oh my god, that's the worst land to get right now, but it's fine, we'll get it. Alright, this is better, Swing. This was a very slow setup turn, so we lost a lot of tempo here, but hopefully. Alright, so this is a tempo deck. Alright, we need to work for it. Just don't drop Jean or Oculus on this turn, just one... We just cannot catch a break, man, like, come on. Come on, they will never block this, right? They will never block it, but we'll still try. We of course cannot block as well. They should know, yeah, they should know. So we should keep drawing untapped lands. We could go for the Marauder, it's not a bad one. But I think we start with this. And then we go for Souls of the Lost. Take 1 damage. We need to be quick because this will hurt us very quickly, very hard. Alright. And I think we go for this. And I sacrifice this so we have a bigger discount for the next turn. Of course the -1 doesn't matter. Because the faster we draw cards, the faster we get removal for this. Moment of Truth, that's really bad. They can cast something on this turn for free. Probably Moment of Truth or Get Lost, depending on how threatened they feel. They should probably just get Moment of Truth. Like, I think this is a better choice. Oh, they're scared. I like it. That's good for us. Maybe they think that we don't have too many, you know, things. But with double Up the Beanstalk, we'll never run out of threats. All we care about, and this is discounted to 1 already. So we can use this with flying to stall the Djinn as much as possible. Well, maybe not with this. They can bounce something at the end step, unfortunately, and that's a lot of damage. I need to hit removal, man. I need to hit removal. And we don't have the right stuff right now. But let's go with Marauder first and start seeing what we get. If we hit untap land, that's extra mana. Bad. Bad. Alright, those were really bad draws. Let's see this one. We'll probably draw cards with this. They don't have too many expensive things. I actually don't think they have cards with 4 or more converted mana cost in the whole deck. So we are basically guaranteed to draw a card. Alright. Then let's go with this guy. At least we don't need to take the pain. We are drawing more cards and we see what we get. We need to... Alright, see? That was the card. It's scary because I don't want to use it on this turn because they probably have a counter spell. That is mana based. I will risk it. I will risk it. This is probably not good enough. I want something stronger. I will wait because there is a chance they might cast something at the end step. If they tap fully, that would be insane. They're checking the mana. See? Freaking perfection. Man, we clutched this place so hard. And with this we are really ahead. Right now they have no pressure. See? This won the game. Alright, so this is pretty interesting opening. We don't have Up the Beanstalk, and I think we will go with this one, because this one mills cards a little bit slowly. Let's mill ourselves, of course. And next turn we will play the Overlord, so we want as many creatures in the graveyard as possible. Alright, man, this is going hard already. It's actually going hard. We will play the Overlord. So let's swing, see what happens. Damage happens, alright. And let's go with the Overlord. It should mill way more creatures. Alright, so do we go with the souls? It's Ragdos, so they probably have heart removal. Yeah, let's go for a big creature. This forces removal. And we are very close to getting this for 1 mana. So this should be fine. Overlord. Well, interesting one. So I would love to keep playing this so we get some good value, but not yet, not yet. Probably go for the Souls of the Lost. And I think Scout. Do we really want this? We already have very big discount. First we can swing up, absolutely. Alright, I think we go with this. This will force probably a removal. Sacrificing permanent seems pretty nice, to be honest, but let's discard a card. It also fuels our graveyard a little bit, and I kinda want to explore because I want to make sure that the next draw is a little bit better. And that was a correct decision in the end, because we would draw a land, and that's probably the last card we want to get right now. And we are playing against Skooma. Not Steve, but just Skooma. Alright, so let's see. 6 cards. Bitter Reunion. Oh man, we need to be aggressive here, because they're about to hit us with, you know, some Discover, probably with haste. But I think we should be fine. We can actually start going Marauders. Oh man, this could be huge. So we play the land. Let's do everything before the combat phase. Because with this we should mill more than 1 creature, so we should get discount on this. And we have double black mana, so if we hit right, we can play both of them, forcing a sweeper basically, and drawing 2 cards most likely. Is that enough? It's 1. Okay, this is probably 9, but this counts permanents and we need creatures. So I hope if we take something from the graveyard, you know what, I won't take it. I won't take it because normally I should count all the creatures, but it will take a little bit too long. So what we will do is go for double Marauder and just draw 2 cards. while also pumping everything. This is my opponent, so they need to discard a card, and if the card is not value 4 or greater, we also draw a card. And I hope we will. Here you go, very nice. Let's go another one. Man, this is insane! We are at turn 4 and look at our board, man. This is like lethal damage already. And of course we are doing card. Probably this is the strongest card of the deck. Like, whenever I get hit by this, it's always like, oh my god, like I'm getting so behind against it. Because I played against this deck quite a few times already. Alright, that's 11 damage already and they cannot remove it. So now they are in for some serious trouble. However, they discarded actually a high value cost card, so we didn't draw the second one. This could be nice, but of course we don't have much fuel until the Overlords flip. But our board is kinda impressive, man. We have like 20 stats in total with those Overlords. Actually, way more. So they removed one creature, but they need to get rid of the Marauders now. I think they will be dead. Extremely bad draw, what can you say? Let's be honest, the worst draw. But I think we have already enough, I hope. This should, well, this is probably 6 damage, because I expect them to remove one of the Marauders. This could get sketchy, but I think we should be good enough. I think we should be fine. They will be probably at 1 after this turn. Yep, as expected. Probably some go for the throat, right? Oh, alright. Now I understand the hesitation. They probably don't want to pay 3. Alright, and down to 1. Very close, very close. Probably would be over with a different draw, but with this they still need to answer 3 creatures and we have 1 removal, so I think it should end the same. I don't believe they run sweepers. Yep, going first, Overlord is absolutely amazing because it gives you so many creatures in the graveyard. You take one of them, but usually it's like a rat, so you can fill the graveyard even more. Be my guest? The famous Duress miss moment, absolutely love it. Let's go with this guy. I don't want to go for the souls, they are weak and they will die to removal and we will basically lose 2 cards. Here's the rat we were talking about. Very nice, very nice. And that should start discounting Marauder very nicely. Alright, you're really persistent with this discard thingy, you know? This is unfortunately like not a discard even, so of course the creature will get removed for a very long time until we hit removal, so and we might be forced to hit something else. They probably took the worst card, so I love it. I actually love it. Let's go for the Vermin. Then we get the discount, and also if they kill Vermin in any way, we can kill the Bat, which is also pretty sweet. And I think we'll just cycle... We play the land, right? This is the new land, yep. So we will cycle the Gravestalker. This puts the creature into the graveyard and gives us a new card, so we basically get a very good deal. Here you go. They don't know about 1 card. Unfortunate, they actually had the Slasher. I really hope that, you know, they won't get this card, but whatever. We will try to fight it. We will try to fight it. This can hurt. But we could actually make the play here. Yeah, I think we go with the play. Because we can get basically 3 value here and play the full turn. Normally we wouldn't. We can also get a sacrifice a permanent here. I think it's worth it. I think it's really worth it. Also we have very good stats on this, so we should be able to block Slasher nicely. When we get to those Marauders, the game really speeds up because we are drawing cards, we are also creating a lot of creatures, and then your discount gets bigger, until you basically can keep playing cards forever. Souls of the Lost is a big problem. If they Bloodletter, they cannot remove it. If they remove it, they cannot Bloodletter anymore. I think we go for it. It's a discount for us. It's a discount. Unfortunately, we cannot kill it. But we have 1 more creature in the graveyard and to save a bunch of life. And now we can go for the Marauders. And that will hurt their hand like crazy. There is a chance the last card they will keep is Bloodletter. Alright, we drew a card. We can play land now. And go for another Marauder. And you can see that suddenly our power shifts. This was the play. This was the play. Another slasher, sure. Let's try to explore and see if we can get something into the graveyard. And land, sure. So we played just the Swarm. They only have one card, so in best case it's either Bloodletter or removal. And they need to remove a lot of stuff. Nowhere to run. That's the last card. They have chosen this over Slasher, so that's interesting, but probably a good choice. Famous Duress mom. Oh, this was fun. Going first, and we have the Vermin, which is super nice. Let's go, let's go. The faster we get the discount, the better for us. And I'm the player. I want to mill cards. Unfortunately, this is the worst mill in the history of milling. So instead of getting the discount, we actually got absolutely nothing from this. But we have Up the Beanstalk, and that's huge. Up the Beanstalk will make a huge difference this game, probably. We got the land for the next turn, so I guess it's okay. We need to start getting some creatures into the graveyard, so we can cast those Marauders. Man, we are drawing a lot of cards. A lot of cards. Let's go with Vermin. Then we probably go with Scout and cycle the Gravestalker. Our opponent is considering doing bad things to our rat. Alright, alright. Exile effect, huh? You like those exile effects. Alright, let's go with the Scout, see what we hit. Yep, the first discount of the game. This card is pretty nice, we'll see. I think they are avoiding to remove creatures so it doesn't go to the graveyard. Oh, this is great! This is actually great, so that means I will be able to play this on the next turn and draw a card, so we might even not cycle it. Or we can just play this, but this is good value, I will go for it. Yeah, let's go for it, because even if they counter it, it doesn't matter. This is good deal. I'm playing this only because of the Up the Beanstalk, because we always are, you know, card positive basically in this trade. And we need to do it quite a few times because they still have 5 cards as a Dimir. Not sure if that's a control deck or just tempo with a weird draw. Oh, this is a control deck, alright. So they want to start me. Oh boy, they actually want to start milling us. You know what? Let's try it. If you like milling, we'll do our best. 5 damage, that's quite a lot of damage. Do we go with this already? I could also go for the Harvester. This deals the most damage. This actually deals the most damage. Let's go with this guy right now. If we discard later, it should hit a little bit better. And we are using all of our mana on this turn, so this should be fine. And of course they will mill at the end step. So we should get insane discount on the next... this is an interesting play. I could go for the Harvester of Misery for the sole reason that it doesn't get discounted like the other ones. So that could be a better play. Because this always costs 5, but this would cost 1 mana very soon. So maybe that would be a better play. But this has Menace, so Restless Reef is way worse at blocking it. But I guess they still can block the Stalker. So they can use removal on this and block the Stalker, so it probably doesn't make a huge difference. Nowhere to run. That's a good sign. That's a very good sign. That means 2 of nowheres. So they are fully tapped just to get rid of this 1 card. I like it. I would love them to not have this 1 mana at the end step, because we are having a lot of cards in the graveyard, you know? And we are doing even more. Not sure what we will draw. I guess we can check. because this will be kinda important. If I can double spell on this turn, I can. I will take it. We will mill some cards though, so that's scary. You know what? Maybe we just go for this and try to get something else. It's a great card, but not against a mill deck. So that's the difference. We'll definitely swing here. This also has menace. We need to keep up the pressure. As you can see, they are not very comfortable with this kind of stuff. And we attacked first, so when we get -2/-2, it doesn't hurt us. Up the Beanstalk. Alright, so with this we'll never run out of cards. Alright, alright. On the next turn, I think we'll get the last card from them, most likely. They can exhaust for what? I hope they don't play Virtue. I hope they don't play our versions. So they can get rid of 10 cards right now. It's not too much. With Virtue. Alright, alright. We managed to, you know, crush them. Alright, so this will be very hard. We actually don't have any enablers. But on the bright side, we have Up the Beanstalk. So even though our start will be probably super slow, we will probably go forever, because all of those cards will draw extra cards. And with Surveil we can get rid of at least one. I actually don't think we need 3, because I fear that we will legit mill ourselves. So I think 2 of them should be good enough. Even if one gets removed, we still keep the other one, so that should be good. And we are getting 2 new cards, so hopefully we'll get something that enables all those cards. No way! No way, just shuffler things, you know? Just shuffler things. Oh, this will be rough. We are legit a control deck right now, because our though has absolutely 0 enablers for the whole strategy, even though we run so many of them. And our opponent has all the enablers, but no Up the Beanstalk, so we need to take the role of card advantage deck, basically. Very scary, because they will go crazy, and I cannot even start. So I think right now we are incredibly on the back foot. We are close to losing the game. I'm not sure if we can, you know, go through it. With this draw, I think we're actually done. I will play the Painland. Like, I want to make sure that I can cast the spell if I draw something, but I honestly think this might be game. Alright, one. See? If we went with Auto Tapper, we would actually not be able to play this. That's huge, that's huge. Graveyard. Every creature in the graveyard, especially this one. This one is okay, but not like super crazy good. We need to start playing those big spells as soon as possible. We need to trade. Of course, we make them discount creatures, but we also get discount ourselves, which means that we can start drawing cards. Like, we need to recover, because their draw is so insanely more aggressive than ours that it's not even close. Like, it legit feels like different decks just based on the draws, because this is like mono-red basically right now, and we are like a control deck. And all based on draws. So as you can see, they are nearly out of cards. All we need to do is get some creatures in the graveyard. We have to play with this guy. I could cycle, but if I don't hit something really good, I won't be able to play the game. Oh my god, this is the worst draw ever! How can you draw 3 Marauders before any of your 1-drops? Well, I guess we got this one, but I want something that mills. I want the rat or the green thingy. Sure, bro. Sure, I actually have a lot for you. This helps us, because we can get rid of a huge creature. Do I take this damage? That's a huge no question. I think we need to keep trading. Because the more creatures in the graveyard, the faster we can play ours. Like, we have infinitely more value than our opponent. The only problem is that we weren't able to, you know, to cast it, basically. I will go with the Painland. I think we go with this guy. This doesn't have lifelink, so let's go for this. They really don't have too many cards right now. Please give me some cool creatures! I mean, it's something, I guess. At least we can play it on this turn. This is my opponent. Let's see if we draw more. Okay, alright. Man, this has to be the slowest opening of ever with this deck. Oh my god. Alright. Harvester of Misery. It can be a very nice one. The Vermin, I believe. Or do we get the full discount? Okay, we already have the full discount. Harvester is so tempting. Already? So they have removal. Oh, alright. I mean, this is crazy because we are playing the same deck, but you can see how insane difference RNG makes. Because we are basically playing like a different deck based on what cards we got. So I will still go for what? For the Vermin, I think. Just in case we survive, but I think our opponent GG'd because they have removal in the hand. It's 1 mana, so they can play it at the end step. Yep. So, I mean, draw better, draw better. Alright, we're going first, and we have some nice enablers. Let's go with the Mortuary on turn 1, so we don't miss any plays. I don't think we need land, like we need definitely some more stuff in the graveyard, more creatures. And this one is better, this one is better. Let's go with the Overlord. The faster we play it, the faster it flips, and also we get some cool creatures. I honestly think we go with the Swarm. I think we have enough discount already, like it's pretty solid already. We have what, 3 creatures? Yep. That's nice, that's a nice one. Do we go with this one? We could go with Souls of the Lost. You know what, we could get 1 extra creature in the graveyard. I kinda like it. Let's try it like this. I usually like to sacrifice this as a permanent. And we go with the Scout. We will get a little bit more cards when we hit up the Beanstalks and stuff. That's fine, that's fine. That's expected. Like, whenever they play, you know, they have 2 open mana as a control deck, you know that they have to remove something, otherwise they wouldn't be able to play standard. So, we get some map tokens, which is kinda sweet. Thank you. This is the most important draw right now. Alright, alright. I will attack, and let's see if they block. Oh, they took the bait! Now we have the discount, and now I can play this land, Up the Beanstalk, and I can already draw a card with it. Oh, you are testing me. You are actually testing me. But we will do it later. We want something in the board, so they are busy. Like bees. Busy bees. Removing all the creatures. So let's see. That we want to keep pressure because they want to set up talent. I kinda expected one of them might die, but I didn't think about Loran. I thought about Get Lost or something. But it's actually okay. It's actually okay. So, we probably want to hit. Man, we could actually just kill this. I like this play a lot. So we can go Vermin into. We mill the cards. Thank you. Into Souls of the Lost. We sacrifice a permanent. We sacrifice this permanent. And I honestly think we'll go with double map token because yeah, it is nice. Thank you. I need to thank him, alright, in time, so I get the icon. It was a good play. I think we get another one. Let's just make sure that our next draw is a little bit better. This is not what we want. We want the big hitters. That's, by the way, 20 power on board, so they literally need to sweep this probably. Land into sweeper. Easy. Easiest turn of their life. However, that's why we kept Up the Beanstalk. Let's start with Surveil. Even though we can hit untapped land, I want to know what I'm drawing, and you can see that we are doing some serious stuff. This deck is not fair, like look at this. I'm drawing cards for playing cards. Forever. Easy. Oh, this is so good. This is actually so good. And when you hit those, suddenly you are winning the card advantage wars. They will have to sweep every... Oh, my friend, you think this will cut it? Oh, this is not the play. This is not the play. Let's go with Marauder. Draw 2 cards for playing Marauder and discard 1 card. If we hit more, we can discard all of the cards they have right now. Here's my opponent. Go. Man, this deck can be insanely brutal when you hit right. Let's go for the Swarm. Draw more cards. The only win con they have is milling us, and they, like we probably won't get milled. I could go for the Overlord, like legit, but I probably want to wait until we can discard some. Well, we want to make sure that it's lethal. Yep. Alright guys, I hope you had a blast watching this deck in action, and I've started to see this build so often on ladder that it got me kinda curious, especially with the Marauder, the card that feels like a bit of a weird card, but when you see it in action it's actually so powerful. Having this for 1 mana, you want as many as possible, because the more you play, the better your win rate basically. At this stage of the game, usually your opponent doesn't have too many cards, so very likely if you play like 2 Marauders, you might get the last card and suddenly they are left with, you know, just a top deck against a swarm of huge creatures for 1 mana, and with Up the Beanstalk you never run out of cards. So those are like the most important cards: Marauder, Up the Beanstalk, and in a way Overlord, because this is probably one of the best cards to mill yourself, while also this being a creature, so it can be sacrificed to like Souls of the Lost or something. And of course when it flips, I actually never had it flip because the games are always so, you know, aggressive, but at the same time, let's be honest, I sacrificed it to Souls of the Lost most of the time when I could, so the poor avatar didn't have too much of a choice. And yeah, the Overwhelming Remorse is insane. Not only this is instant removal for 1 mana that hits everything, both creatures and planeswalkers, but it also exiles, and in this build it also can draw your card with Up the Beanstalk. Up the Beanstalk is like big difference whether you draw it or not. Without this card, your only card is Marauder, right? So you probably will very quickly run out of gas. With this card, you will kinda never run out of gas, and the only problem is milling yourself. You need to be aware, because not only you are milling yourself, but you also are overdrawing a lot of cards, and basically half of your deck triggers Up the Beanstalk, so it's very easy to just go over the board. So check out your library from time to time when you play this deck. And before we wrap it up, of course, the video wouldn't be the same without our patrons. Thank you guys for your support. It is super appreciated, and I think we are cooking lately. I think we have some really cool decks, so I hope you are having fun. And if you, dear viewer, wanted to join, check out the Patreon. We also have YouTube membership, so you can also get early access to the videos, all the deck lists. You know, we have some cool perks, so check it out. You can always check it without, you know, committing basically. And I didn't really talk about the sideboard, and you can see that I actually don't have 4 Scrapshooters, and I decided I'm not crafting it just for the sideboard, alright, but I included it separately, so you have full experience, full sideboard. Of course you have Baloth against the discard, you have Terrorites against, like, you know, swarm creatures, and that's something I've noticed. Even though the deck is very fun and it actually is a blast to play, and it can be extremely powerful with the right draw. If you have a little bit of a slow draw, Mono Red will overrun you. It's very hard to play against Mono Red with this deck, because you basically only can fight Mono Red with your big creatures, and they might have a 10/10 flyer double strike, and when it dies, you know, you die as well. So you kinda are forced to draw Overwhelming Remorse, and if you cannot, you will probably be in a rough spot. If you can get it in time, I mean, you just kill the mouse and you overrun it. But this is a hard matchup, especially if they are on the play. You start the game from like super behind, and it will take you at least 3 or 4 turns to, you know, play the first big creature. So that's something I've noticed. Souls of the Lost helps a little bit, but they have Shelter by Ghost, so it's all about those draws, but in my experience it's not a very good matchup for you. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Tell me in the comments, well, you know, if you enjoyed the games, and maybe you had a favorite moment of the video. And with that being said, really thank you guys. Like a huge honest thank you for sticking with the channel for so long. It makes me so happy that you are enjoying those videos, and just thank you for being absolutely cool. So that's it for today. Thank you guys, and see you tomorrow.